Okay, of course there are moral rights associated, right of recognition, etc. But personally, as we go through from MSME's perspective, or maybe from a doctor's perspective, or maybe from a researcher's perspective, I personally believe, and there have been searches, a lot of reports saying that you can earn lots and lots of money through intellectual property. So I'm going to present a small presentation for the benefit of the audience. One second, please. All right. I hope everyone can see this. All right, perfect. So let's start by saying what is intellectual property rights exactly. Okay, IP is anything which comes out of your mind, right? Intangible creation of your human intellect. What do I mean? For example, you have an idea of creating an invention, any invention, okay, which will make the world better. Or you have an idea of writing a book, you create a thesis, all that is your intellectual property, and you have rights to exclusively utilize that intellectual property. That is called the intangible creation. So whatever comes out of your mind and you convert it and put it in the tangible form, that is your intellectual property. Now what are the benefits? Again, I'll explain you the subsets as the presentation goes, but what are the benefits? The most important benefit is that you can earn lots and lots and lots of money through taking care of IP, through selling your IP, through licensing your IP, franchising your IP. And of course, you have you earn a lot of goodwill and you get market reputation through your IP. Then IP also balances the interest of innovators and wider public interest. What do I mean when I say this? So, for example, all of us know the problem, going these days about COVID. Now, we know about certain medicines which are already in the market. Now, what IP does? IP does an exclusive arrangement with the inventor and the society. IP gives the inventor who has created the medicines, who has put in his resources, time, money, efforts, by giving him exclusive right for say 20 years period to exclusively monopolize that particular medicine or the formula behind it or the product. And in turn, society gives him exclusivity for 20 years, but after 20 years it falls into public domain. So anyone can use that particular patents, that intellectual property, that exclusivity is gone after 20 years. So it balances the interest of innovators and public interest. Now, next is, of course, it fosters an environment to flourish creativity and innovation. What do I mean by it? For example, when I know that my research is going to be protected or my product is going to be protected, I would, put in more efforts, or the society at large in put in more efforts in creativity and innovation, so that we can give more and more to society and earn money out of it, or maybe reputation out of it. Now, what are the types of intellectual property? These are the major types. Trademarks, which covers mainly brands, logos, copyright, mainly for creative work. Patents for inventions. Geographical indications, for example, Darjeeling tea, basmati rice, Scotch whiskey, which is associated with particular aroma, soil, etc., etc., of a product or of an area. Again, we'll come to it. Designs, the look and feel of the product. And we all know about know-how or trade secret, your confidential information. Now, moving on to the first topic, what is a trademark and how is it important to the pharma industry, or maybe pharma researchers, etc. So, in one sentence, trademark is a source identifier. What do I mean when I mean source identifier? For example, I know that the medicines coming from Pfizer are coming from Pfizer only. As a consumer, I can differentiate the product from Pfizer to Dr. Reddy, from Dr. Reddy's products to Sun Pharma, from Sun Pharma's products to GSK's product, right? So if GSK has created a medicine, as a consumer, I'm not supposed to know it's GSK's. I know that it's a particular brand probably, or it is coming from a particular company. I need not know the name of the company, but I know that it's coming from an authentic place. It has particular, kind of characteristics which will make me better, or, we trust this medicine. So it's a source identifier that my products are different from your products are different from third party's product, and the consumer is able to relate that it is coming from a particular company. Now, it is important that your intangible creation or whatever comes out of your mind. So if a logo is in your brain, it doesn't become a trademark. It has to be graphically represented on a piece of paper, or maybe on your computer system. It may be on your pen drive, anywhere, but it has to be represented somewhere. Now, what all is covered under trademarks? So your logo, your numeral, your shape of good, packaging, combination of colors, all those could be a trademark. Your company name could be a trademark. Now, what are the benefits of a trademark? So, for example, we all know about the two institutes in India producing, COVID vaccines. Now, those two, now no one else can sell the products under their brand names, right? For example, Covishield. Only Serum may be able to sell the Serum, or their licensees, of course, may be able to sell the products under the brand Covishield and no one else. So it is again giving you exclusive right to utilize your brand name, to use it for the purposes of your goods and services. Now, again, you can acquire trademark rights through, two ways. One is you start using a particular brand, and gain that particular reputation in the market. Or what you can do, you can apply to the trademark office directly and file the application and propose to be used basis, take the registration, and then start using your mark.
Excuse me,
Again,
ma'am. I would
yes,
like to interrupt. Your
yes,
slides are not changing, ma'am.
I just changed one. See if it has changed now. Is it changing now?
No, ma'am.
It's not?
No, ma'am.
Wow, because it's showing it to me. I don't know. Wait. Wait, please.
Ma'am, please click on the slides which is shown on the left hand side.
Right. The glass scene.
Yes.
I've done that already. I'm doing it again. Wait.
Yes. Now we can see.
You can see the slide? Okay.
Yes.
So what is, I think there is some time gap. So when I change the slide, it will come to
Yes.
you 5 seconds later or something. Okay.
Yes.
So again, the objective of a trademark, it's a source identifier. It's good for your branding, marketing. It's fair. It gives you fair for competition in the market. So for example, Supply is safe that GSK can't use my brand name, right? So they can advertise, put in money for the promotion of their brand name. Then people identify their brands with the name of the company or their particular trademark. Then you can, of course, as I said, you can earn money by licensing it, licensing your brand, assigning your brand. Assigning means selling your brand. Licensing means giving permission to someone else to use the brand, right? Of course, all the other stuff in the slide I've discussed before. Reducing risks, providing incentives, balancing the interest of the innovators and the public, etc., etc. Now, I know these are not related to your field, but I think it's very important when I tell most of the students this. A brand name could even be a sound. A brand name could even be a picture of a building. So I don't know how many of you've heard the MGM Lion Roar, right? So when you go for a movie, and if it is an MGM movie, there is a lion roar, a picture of a lion, and then he roars. So that's a very famous trademark, a sound mark. Or a 4-note bell sound of Britannia, ting, ting, ting. If it is 2 4-note bell, ting, ting, it is not Britannia. If it is 3 notes, ting, 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 it is not Britannia. But ting, ting, ting is Britannia. And when people hear that, they automatically associate, the 4-note bell sound, which is Britannia's trademark, to Britannia. Or the Harley Davidson's, thunderous sound of the bike. I can't really do it here, but that particular sound of Harley Davidson is again a very famous trademark, right? Or I don't know, again, Nokia is not very famous now, but when we were kids, in fact, the entire, phone industry was revolutionized by Nokia as cell phones. When we were kids, Nokia was the most famous cell phone in India. And when we switched on Nokia phone, so there were, picture of two people merging hands, only merging hands, not the people, and a very distinctive tone. Again, it's a very, very famous trademark. Although we don't use Nokia anymore, that Nokia sound is still in our heads. So consumer recognize Nokia with that tone also. Okay. Now, how to select a trademark? For example, you go on and make a pharmaceutical company one day, or do some research, and maybe launch your research lab under a name. How do you select your trademark?